Welcome to the video. My name is David, and today we're going to be talking about week 1 of the carnivore diet. I've been doing the carnivore diet for a little over 7 months, and I have to tell you, the first week was probably the hardest and most challenging time of the carnivore diet to actually start and get going. My goal in this video is to be talking with anybody that's about to start the carnivore diet, considering starting the carnivore diet, but not really sure what that first week is going to be like. And I think it's important to be ready for the first week because it really kind of sets you up and sets the tone up for the rest of the time that you're on the carnivore diet. There's going to be changes all throughout your time. At least that's what I've found over my last 6 or 7 months. But that first week, that mindset and everything, once you get through that, I think it's a little bit more easy sailing. So hopefully this video can help you get on the right track and have a smooth first week. Before I actually started on the carnivore diet, I had a lot of concerns. I wasn't sure that it was even healthy for you. Like, is that going to hurt your heart? I was having concerns about how can I actually lose weight by eating such high caloric foods? And will I even be able to tolerate eating meat for every single meal? I mean, it doesn't sound appetizing. Well, the heart and the health concerns, I watched so many videos and listened to so many people's testimonials that there was no question that I wanted to at least give it a try. Hopefully it would work for me, and I'll give it, 90 days. It's not like I could make my health any worse than what it already was by just trying it for, a couple months. So that's what I did. And one thing about me is that I have a lot of discipline at times when I really want to. And so I figured I'll just power through and I'll just eat the meat and the carnivore diet way, the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs kind of thing. And I'll just discipline myself through it, and when I get through the time frame that I set, then I'll go back to eating the way I want to if I really can't stick to it. So that's how I overcame the kind of only eat meat for a long period of time concern that I was having. The food that I ate pretty much consisted of just beef, bacon, butter, eggs was the BBBD diet. I mean, I allowed myself pretty much anything. I tried to avoid sauces and any type of extra seasoning other than salt. But if it was beef, if it was pork, if it was chicken, whatever it was, I ate it. I didn't restrict myself in any way like that. I allowed a little cheese, pork rinds, things like that. If it came from an animal, it was okay. But I really, really kind of tried to keep the dairy on the lower end of things. I did allow coffee for myself, and but again, the dairy low and obviously no sugar, and also cut out artificial sweeteners. That's more of a personal preference. I was concerned about spiking my insulin because of like a sweet taste situation, and I didn't want to take the chance of having sugar cravings. Despite wanting to try to avoid sugar cravings, I was pretty much constantly hungry. There was never like a moment that I really felt like I was fully satisfied. I mean, like I ate as much meat and as much that was on the list of approved foods. I ate as much as I wanted to. And if I was hungry or wanting something to eat, I ate and ate and ate. I mean, I probably couldn't have fit any more food in, but I still had this extra tinge of hunger for some sort of a carbohydrate or sweet or something. I wanted to get some chips or some fries or some sort of ice cream or candy, something. It was a weird feeling that you can be completely stuffed, but just still have this desire for some sort of a carbohydrate. Now that carbohydrate craving didn't stay forever. It wasn't like constantly there, but it would come and go. And the way I would combat it would be just to eat. I had a pound of bacon at a time, just eating. I would say that one of the secrets to making sure that you stay full and that you can fight off that carb craving would be to make sure you have plenty of fatty meats to eat, like bacon. Bacon was like my go-to. It was almost like a sweet treat. I know bacon's not sweet. I mean, I know it's got probably some, because I wasn't really strict on what kind of bacon I could have. If it was maple bacon, I probably wouldn't have gotten that, but the hickory smoke and applewood and all that stuff like that, I just got whatever Great Value or whatever brand there was, and it felt like I was having something sweet that wasn't actually sweet. It was just salty, and over time that fat from the bacon just became tastier and tastier to me. Eventually, while my stomach wouldn't get like big and like full feeling, it would feel like I had so much richness in my stomach that I just couldn't eat anything else. Even if somebody would have put something sweet in front of me, I wouldn't have been able to eat it. But after a few days, the carb cravings started to go away. It got less and less as the days went on. After the first week or two, it was pretty much completely gone. Now, I don't have carb cravings at all. I know hydration can be an issue because you're cutting out all the carbohydrates. Your body from what I understand, your body retains water because of the carbohydrates. And once you stop consuming them, you start to lose a lot of water weight. And with that water is also a bunch of electrolytes. And because the water is being flushed out, you're losing a lot of electrolytes. And if you're drinking a lot of water without having any type of sodium or electrolytes in your diet, then you're flushing out more and more electrolytes. So in combination of drinking more water, you also want to make sure you're getting plenty of salt and other electrolytes in your diet, whether you're salting your food really well or if you're taking some sort of an electrolyte supplement with your water. Me personally, I haven't done anything with electrolyte supplements. I've pretty much just used sea salt on all my food, and I salted until pretty much to the line where I was like, it's just salty enough that it's not too salty. I mean, I really love salt, so don't get me wrong. I will salt something up. Sometimes my kids look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm putting too much salt on my food, but to me, it tastes good. But it is just right in the line of maybe I'm putting too much salt on. But if it tastes good, then it should be good. I think our bodies are smart enough to be able to tell us that's too much salt, and when it's not too much salt, it should taste good. Or at least that's my unprofessional opinion. Ideally, in this first week, you wouldn't really do much eating out. Not because you can't eat out or go to like a restaurant, but it's just one more level of complexity to the challenge. Eating out and dining out is pretty hard. I mean, I just spent a couple weeks in Scotland and every single meal was a dining out meal, and it was challenging. I had to go sometimes missing meals because I just couldn't get what I wanted or needed. But if you do find yourself in a situation where you have to dine out, just get the meat and skip the sides. One thing I do, even just this past weekend, we went to a restaurant and I ate right before we went. My wife was like, "Are you eating? We're just about to go." And I was like, "Well, they're not going to give me a big enough serving, so I'm going to go ahead and eat before we go, and then I'll eat when we get there." So eating before you go to a restaurant, making sure that you stick to, only ordering meat. Sometimes you can get a la carte, however you pronounce it. Or my favorite way to go to restaurants is going to places that serve breakfast, because then you can get bacon and eggs, and it's just very easy. If you are just eating something convenient, go into a burger joint like McDonald's or Wendy's or something like that, and just getting hamburger patties. That's an easy, quick way to go, very convenient. Outside of that, maybe carry some snacks with you, but ideally you're not snacking, you're just eating meals. Something you should definitely be aware of is when anytime you're really changing your diet. I've changed my diet quite a few times. I've gone plant-based. I've gone to different plans of eating. I've started different products or whatever. Anytime you change your diet, your digestion is gonna react in a way, and you may have to go to the bathroom more often, or you might get constipated or something like that. Well, for me, switching to the carnivore diet from the standard American diet, I was in the bathroom pretty often. So be prepared for the potential of having to be in the bathroom or know where a bathroom is at all times. It doesn't last very long unless you're super high on the fats, and really that shouldn't be something you're worrying about right now. Right now, you want to make sure you're getting plenty of fat, because a lot of people, they don't get enough fat in their diet, and it tends to make it so that they can't stick to the diet. They get the cravings for some sort of energy source like a carb or fat. Just tends to be overwhelming, and they tend not to stick to it. So ideally, you're eating plenty of fatty meats, and if over time your diarrhea or issues in the bathroom don't clear up, then you start thinking about bringing back the fats. But at the beginning, just whatever you can get down, get it down. Worry about cutting the fat back later. Pretty much at the beginning, you should be planning to probably eat a few times a day, probably a pound of meat or so in a sitting. It might not have to be every single time, but a small steak, about a pound of meat, and you might want to break that up a few times a day. As you go on and you've gotten past your first week or so, you probably won't be as hungry throughout the day. and you might only eat once or twice a day. But at the beginning, like I said, you're still going to be craving some food. So to keep yourself from eating carbs or things that are off your diet, you're going to want to keep eating as often as whatever you feel like eating, just eat. That way, you're not depriving yourself. As you get more and more fat adapted, you won't feel the craving so much in your body. You'll get used to not needing to eat really. But during this first week, you probably won't see this transition until you get to the second half or maybe towards the end of the second week. That's when your body will start looking like it's getting into ketosis or feeling like it's getting into ketosis. So if you've ever been on the keto diet or something, it might feel familiar to you. That's what people talk about when they say they got their keto high or they got super good focus or something like that. I noticed that my dreams got really intense, or not maybe not intense, but more vivid, or I remembered them. I didn't used to remember my dreams until I started doing carnivore. It's interesting. Like, it's just like your mind just kind of opens up in different ways that you're not used to. You'll start to kind of feel that in the first week or so. In my first week of the carnivore diet, I lost about 7 pounds. I think a lot of that is water weight, but it was very motivating to keep me going for the second week. And I already said earlier in the video that I'm at like 7 months now. So it has definitely been good for me. I've lost almost 80 pounds now, and I got a good, fit, leaner body now. I don't feel like I need to lose any more weight. I feel very comfortable with my body now, and it's a lifestyle that I don't ever plan on leaving. And I hope this video helps a little bit with your first week. I know for me, when I was making the transition and started to dabble with the carnivore diet, I was kind of concerned about even talking to my family about it. I didn't want the judgment because I thought people were going to think that's the most unhealthy diet. What are you doing? Why are you eating that way? And so awkwardly enough, I did come out to my family that I was starting a carnivore diet. And honestly, nobody really judged me. I mean, if anything, my wife or my family members were just happy that I was trying to do something about my health, because I was getting pretty unhealthy at some point, and they were just wanted to see me do something. And they've been quite happy that it's stuck. And I can't say I've ever been any healthier. So I think taking this first step and doing this first week of the carnivore diet, you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to regret trying. I think you're gonna enjoy it, and well, maybe not. It won't be total fun the whole time, but once you get to the end, you'll feel accomplished, and I think you will see light at the end of the tunnel, and you're gonna have great benefits. Hey, real quick, I just wanted to share with you that I put together a free, quick ebook for people starting on the carnivore diet, and you can find the link to the free ebook in the description of this video. Now, if you've liked this video, I want to share another video with you that tells you why I started the carnivore diet in the first place. And so you can find that video up here, and I'll see you there. Thanks.